Forward, right?
Yes.
Yes, this meeting is being live streamed. We all have our names. I don't know if it might just show our names and no profile pictures.
Here, we'll remove my last name because everybody. It's not that it matters, but fuck. There.
Can I actually open this on YouTube at the same time and see that it
Yeah,
is
you
there?
should be able to once it's live.
Well, if you
It's streaming live now.
yeah, no, I have it open other thing.
Yep,
I'm
it's
hearing
open.
yeah, hold on. Here I just dropped it in Twitter.
I just saw my name disappear, or my last name disappear on screen.
Yeah, I had to mute that because it was making me turn schizophrenic again, but okay, I believe we are live. We're probably
It
not
doesn't
going to
even
have...
show our profile pictures when we're talking. That's kind of funny.
I know, I said that. That's actually one of my biggest problems with Zoom. I want to see the profile picture, if nothing else. Like, I don't need a lot in life, but I need to see my profile picture.
Well, I guess we have to cancel the live stream then. It's over.
Okay.
Well, somebody commented already, unless that was you.
What? What the fuck? Ridwan Saeed is here. Oh shit. Oh, how are you doing? Yeah, someone just wandered in. All right. I mean, I guess that is kind of the point. Oh god, now we need to talk about something. Oh fuck, right, anime. Who here loves anime? Don't we all love anime
Don't you
so
remember
much?
we hate anime?
Literally
Oh,
no.
no.
We had
Literally
we had
no
this
one likes
conversation
anime.
5 minutes ago. We all hate anime.
I mean, I love
And I hate
talking
video
about how much
games,
I
too.
hate it though.
Yeah. Oh no, video games are great. I played Fear and Hunger. It's my yearly video game I actually like. Hi, Saeed.
Hi.
Or Ridwan. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce names. Don't take offense, hopefully. So yeah. I hope you're having fun. I am attempting to start streaming because I don't have the discipline or time or giving a fuck to, spend all day editing a podcast every week anymore to the scant extent I did. So I'm trying to just start a thing where we can just talk a little bit.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, that is a lot of extra work that you would do. The rest of
Yes.
us would just show up and talk for a couple hours, and then you'd have to make sure the audio files worked.
And they
Cut
never
out-
did.
Cut out, especially Fupas.
There was always one. Every goddamn fucking time, there was always at least one person. The amount of days I have spent slowly taking the digital razor blade and snipping out the echoes from, people who just had like their headphones sitting next to their speaker. It was pretty fucking rough.
Well, wasn't it once so that it was like your audio that was screwed?
Yeah. Oh no,
I
I'm
think
not
at least
saying
once that was the
I'm not
case.
saying I'm not perfect. Wait. I am saying I'm not
I mean,
perfect.
Yes.
No, I am not saying that I am perfect, but no, it's been me before, and I've had horrible audio instances too. It's just, yeah, there's a few people who are the, big offenders. They will remain nameless. Sometimes the problems are just baffling. Like there are certain other people who remain nameless who insist on not putting their microphone anywhere near their face, and then to mock me, they turn on their video feed so that I can see that the microphone is on the other side of the room.
My favorite was always the camera position. The certain nameless individual would use.
It was horrible. You hear weird breathing sounds. You look over, he has his dog on his face. Okay. RA seems to be muted. I hope he's okay.
I am fine.
Well,
I just don't want to risk any background noise or
I will confirm that Zupa was the big problem with the dog.
The bigger issue we had with the background noise was that we were recording with Audacity in the background, and that didn't necessarily have the audio filters that our chat programs applied.
The sad thing
because I know one of those was my fault.
Yeah, it happens. The sad thing about audio is over time you realize you care so much more than anyone else is ever going to care. And it's not even close. That was an invitation to respond.
Wait, me
well,
specifically?
you were
No, we're talking.
Not
It's a
wrong.
conversation. It's not a podcast.
sorry.
Just
You
say
paused like you were
something.
gonna say something else afterwards,
Oh,
but
okay.
yes, you are correct in that you probably care a lot more than the average person does because it's your podcast and you want it to be great.
Yeah. Also, I just get really persnickety about audio, which is unfortunate because I don't actually have the capacity to fix it because I'm not that good at it. Actually, the first thing, and this never came even close to seeing the light of day, but the first like internet YouTube-y project I ever did was many years ago. You know, when I was 23 and I had just left a job that wasn't going well, and I was just holed up in my apartment, sad with, you know, rats crawling over my face, and I was drinking a lot. I was watching a certain cartoon about quadrupedal mammals that will remain nameless, and I just out of nowhere almost, I got in my head that I should write a massive like takedown of Dishonored 2.
We're not a fan of the game, I take it.
No, not really. And Dishonored 1 is maybe my favorite game of all time. Like, it's at least
so
top
it's just
3.
a terrible follow-up.
And I love the story and the world and the aesthetic. Like, especially the world. The world was just amazing. I'm usually not a big world guy, but it fit with the characters of the story so damn well. And then Dishonored 2, it's like people played Dishonored who didn't understand the appeal of the game at all. So they just took elements and recycled them, not realizing that they had changed the situation so much that it just made no sense. Did you ever play Dishonored or Dishonored 2?
I did not play either of those titles.
Okay. I mean, Dishonored 1, I'll say, holds up. It might not hold up exactly visually at this point.
Well, and most games that are rendered with like a realistic style don't. As old as that is now, I'm sure it's not going to look as good as something that I could go buy that came out 2 weeks ago. But
although a funny
fine.
thing about Dishonored is people, there are little exaggerations, like people's hands are weirdly big and shit. Actually, Yahtzee had a really funny joke saying that Dishonored, the characters looked like they are wanted posters or caricatures drawn by someone who didn't like the person that much. Where they look mostly realistic, but they're just a little off in a silly way. No, I would recommend it though, but I decided I had to write a massive, like the Gone with the Wind of Dishonored reviews. And of course, it got way out of control, and I didn't come even close to finishing it. But the important part is when I went to do audio, I had not done anything audio related ever. So I got a little Samson Go mic, which is actually sitting on top of my desktop right now, funnily enough. I can see it. I got the cheapest little microphone you could use that was maybe passable. I sat down, I tried to do it, and I hated my voice so much that I like literally wanted to kill myself.
Oh, was it the first time you'd ever heard a recording of your own voice?
It was the first time I'd ever heard a recording of my voice that was recorded with the intent of other people listening to it. I mean, I had heard myself
that is a
in
jarring
home videos,
feeling, isn't it?
maybe. Yeah, no, it's great. And the weird thing is, people have generally responded well to my voice since then. I still don't like it that much. But I listened to my voice, and even worse than my voice sounding horrible, I had a lot of mouth noise, where just little clicks and watery sounds will happen when saliva moves around your mouth. And the real solution to mouth noise is a combination of get the fuck over it and talk louder. Because if your speech is loud relative to the tiny mechanical happenstances of your mouth, it won't show up. But I didn't really understand that, so I got trapped in this infinite loop of reading this speech that I had written for myself about Dishonored every day, several times into the mic, going back again, and like almost crying because there was so much mouth noise and I couldn't accept it. And so I would delete it and do it again. And I would delete it and do it again. And I went back and I got editing software. And there was actually a point in my life where I was spending hours every day zooming in really far with the tools in Audible, finding the little shaky line that I could see was my mouth noise and deleting it from the audio arc. And then zooming out again and listening to it and playing it until I got all the mouth noise out. So I was like literally
Ooh.
taking a microscope and just like getting the little flips of my tongue out of the WAV files. And I slowly got over this over the course of time. But yeah, it took like a year before I just eventually internalized, no, just read the script. Just stop being weird. Just read the fucking script and get over it. Yeah. Not a great time in my life. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just get over it is honestly the solution to a lot of problems in life.
Yep. It is. Do you agree, RA?
One thing, just simply getting over it is usually the solution to most problems.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. I just had a little speech.
More or less.
What are you thinking about?
More or less. Yeah, I would largely agree with that. I think most people basically maybe it's kind of tunnel vision, maybe it's kind of a mix of narcissism in regards to viewing their own problems. You think you have to recognize the magnitude and the importance of them, but I think after that, I think you have to get over them in the sense that holding on to them is basically not really doing you any good, and waxing poetic about them, while a very human thing, you just do kind of have to get over it anyway.
All right, good point. Stream's over, everyone. Let's go home.
And get over the stream too. It's going goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Follow me for more
Follow me for more
psychological
hot tips. Oh, okay. Well, John, what's in your life? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. We could go back to talking about how much we hate anime and video games.
Oh, I don't hate video games. I'm playing Fear and Hunger, and it's actually good.
Yeah, I need to get to that. That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, you do. It's incredible. It was made in RPG Maker, and it's actually pretty great.
Well, made in RPG Maker is a very common thing. So.
No, yeah, but it's incredible. It has a really good tone that's hard to put your finger on, where it's dark, and I don't want to say it's edgy, but it is edgy. It's crude. Hey, oh, thank you, element of not nativity, naivete. Okay, thank you.
Nativity. Merry Christmas, element of nativity.
Scene. Yeah, I've been my life has been kind of up and down over the last few years. I mean, not that it ever has not been up and down, so I'm trying to just experiment with doing some streams with friends, because at this point, just having like a social situation where we can just kind of talk about stuff is the real reason I'm on YouTube at all. And it's like, okay, streams don't take 10 hours every weekend that I do them. So I do want to do some podcasts still. I need a new name. No, it's fine. I just misread it. I mean, you could go with Elements of Nativity. It's holy. It's mature. I still want to do a Mushoku podcast, and I want to put a lot of effort into it because it's the only good anime. It's the only one left.
Season 1.
How did you quit watching it? How did you not?
I was watching it with a friend, and then we stopped midway because life got in the way.
And yes, I am raising shrimp. I actually have. They're actually doing really, really well, almost too well, because there's going to be too many for the tank, but that's just how it goes. I'm going to be. I actually almost got a webcam and pointed it at the fish tank, and I probably will do that at some point. But Zoom doesn't make you have a webcam, so we're doing this first. Yeah, but John, how did you not watch Mushoku? And RA, how did you not even start?
I just told you I was watching it, and my friend fell off the face of the earth.
Okay, fine. I couldn't put it down when I was reading Mushoku. It's incredible. It was like
were
it was
you reading the books or the
me.
manga?
Oh no, I was watching it.
Okay, well you just said reading, so
Okay, well, I'm not that
I
on
was-
top of things.
I was looking to clarify if the books were good.
It's gonna be so great. I'm going to interview everyone I know who has anything to do with anime, make them watch Mushoku, and I'm going to scream at everyone who answers the best girl question wrong. And I'm gonna put the podcast out of order. I'm gonna put them last.
Just clip all of that out until the very
Yeah.
end. Like the bonus section after the credits in a movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. RA, I have some vacation days coming this summer. I should fly out to your house and do nothing but make you watch Mushoku Tensei.
Anime watch party.
Yeah.
That's honestly not a terrible idea.
Oh.
Use
Um,
some time off to spend time with
it-
your friends and watch anime.
Yeah. The problem with that is I might still be with family at the
Oh,
time,
they-
at least
they
in the
can
summer
join
itself.
us.
So yeah,
It's a show for
I don't know.
everyone. There's
I don't
family
know.
in the show. There's a lot of them.
No, that's definitely.
Yeah. What you
The
say is
dad-
technically
Look-
true. You know,
Fucking
just,
Space Bruce just said the dad is best girl. Very relatable. Ha ha ha. You're so funny. I've been trying to make Bruce watch it for like over a year at this point.
has Bruce not watched it?
Well, actually, no. I think I bullied him into watching some of it. I don't remember if he finished it. I'm sorry, Bruce. I know you're right there. But I tried
I
to
don't thi-
I tried to trap Bruce in a satanic bargain, saying I'll finish Monogatari if you watch Mushoku and give me your attention, give me your view on it. And he kind of said yes, I think, but I still haven't watched Monogatari. So I
Well,
really need the
Maybe I should drag you through the rest of that.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
think
no.
I think Bruce watched some. Bruce didn't like it, did he?
I don't think he did. Which is
If I-
weird
if
because
I
I
do-
tried to
if I-
sell
if
him
I
to
remember-
on the idea of. Yeah, if you remember.
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
10 episodes is more than
I
I
think he
got
did.
through.
I think he watched a little of it, and then I think he posted on Twitter that he didn't really enjoy it. I cannot remember specifically why though.
What the heck? I think it just didn't click with him. Hey, Monogatari's fucking long. And it's out of order. It doesn't matter. If you watch through second season, you
Look,
basically see the
there's-
show.
There's a convenient infograph that Bruce was nice enough to give me. And I just used that.
Yeah. Oh god. Were you around for when Jeff Thu did the JoJo watch order?
No.
Oh, it was fucking it was so great. It just from Jeff Thu tried to sell people on watching one of the most famous anime of all time by making his own watch order. And he basically told people just watch the show in random order. And the whole gimmick of JoJo is it's in exact chronological order. It follows one family
Yeah.
generation after generation. But he said, like, yeah, no, watch the part 1/5, start with the one that goes in Italy, then go back to Egypt and put, slip this in between the beginning and the conclusion of Dio's arc. Like, it was just nonsense. Oh my god. I need to catch up on a bunch of people showed up. This is crazy. Thupa said, "Dad is here." Yes, you are.
Did you even post on Twitter
I missed
that
you.
you were live?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I didn't have much things. Thupa said RA long time, no Metal Gear Revengeance meme. Space Bruce didn't vibe with the Randy guy. Space Bruce, if vibing with Randy guys is a problem for you, there's this new show called Kamikatsu I want to get you into. I can't emotionally process Roy. He's just like they finally had an isekai where they just made one of the main characters a flat out fucking rapist. And they never address it. Like you just see him like pouncing on women in the background and they just blow past it like dust in the wind. Mate, we're all Monogatari fans. You haven't seen it. Start with part 7. You actually can start with part 7 in JoJo because it's like a new world kind of, but no. Also, Jeff Thu was talking anime, so don't know. Space Bruce. Okay, these guys are all they're just spooting off now. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Mushoku. How can anyone not watch Mushoku?
I don't blame
I'm busy
anybody
watch-
for watching like 3 or 4 episodes of that and just deciding it is too uncomfortable for them to continue.
Oh, it's
I'm
yeah. Yeah.
I'm busy watching old mid anime, so I got to get through that.
There's no such thing as an old mid anime.
Yeah, if it's old and you know
It's all-
the name
it's-
of it at this point, that means it's a classic, right?
It's all relative. All anime is garbage, but at least the old stuff's mid. So
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, Mushoku. I mean, I want to get into it because I've been wanting to do it for like a year. I am going to do it though. I swear to God, I'm going to get everyone I know and just exhaustively get their Mushoku opinions and scramble them together. Because for me, Mushoku is like a spiritual journey. It's like ascending into like a higher plane of existence in like the most literal way. Like that's what the main character is doing. Like it's about life and how everyone, most people are shitheads and you just exist anyway and it's all arbitrary. And sometimes you get second chances that you don't deserve, but then it's life is hard. It's great. It's a beautiful show. I don't understand how some people can't hear the music with Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah, totally can't understand it at all.
Yeah, I know.
It's,
But then people were like, there's a bunch of lollies early. I was like, okay, they're gonna get bigger. That's the gimmick of the show, is it follows them for like 50 years. Shut up.
Just the choice of
I
words,
will-
they're going to get bigger.
Yeah, or taller.
To be brutally honest, I will admit, not that I don't plan on watching it or at least giving it a try out. I will admit that I don't know if it's the
Content?
character designs, but like the color palette doesn't really do it for me. It seems fairly dark and muted. So
The
it doesn't
actual
look, it's not as
animation
bad as
there
it's not
is
as
really good.
it's not as bad as Attack on Titan, which has the worst color palette, if you could even call it that, of all time. I literally would just rather it just be Attack on Titan would actually look better if it were just a rainbow color palette at random, used
okay.
totally at random. But yeah, the Mushoku Tensei one, it's like
I don't.
it has nothing to do with it being like badly animated or not, or the character designs being bad. It obviously can still be great, but it's not
No,
particularly
I mean,
fun to
video
look
games
at.
have the same problem sometimes where every first-person shooter for like the last 15 years used this
Yeah.
brown and gray color palette.
The first Gears of War.
Yeah, basically that defined 15 years of gaming aesthetic for
Yeah.
shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan just looks like shiny Gears of War to me.
I actually like the aesthetic of Gears of War, but there was a lot of.
I mean,
weird
it's
colors.
a hyper masculine dude broism
Well,
to the
I
max,
like Gears of
and it's great.
Gears of War.
It's like I
But-
can deal with it in small doses.
Yeah,
But I can't deal with it much more.
Gears of War amazed me like on a philosophical level. It's a fucking race war. I actually talked about this in the Attack on Titan podcast. They found a way to just give a bunch of teenagers a literal war of extermination between different like species, and it was just like, yeah, fuck it, who cares? And everyone just rolled with it. Like in the third game, Marcus's dad is, being all silly. He's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't exterminate this conscious species. And Marcus is like, fuck you, old man. It brings down the laser beam. It's like, oh.
and then stabs the queen in the heart with a knife.
Yeah. I'll give Attack on Titan credit. The anime in particular, that stuff they did early on with the thick lines and stuff, they at least had their own aesthetic. Like they did take some risks in a clever way. That was at a time where you didn't see a lot of stuff like that, where they had like thick line animation and the Titans kind of had their own style. I'm not saying it was masterful, but they took some risks and I can respect that.
Well, it's like what also makes it more painful is that it's actually done by a competent studio, like Wit Studio. I mean, they did the After the Rain anime, which I think looks fantastic.
Oh, I love After Rain's look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
think
like
it looks,
watching cotton
yeah,
candy, but it's
looks
still
excellent. Well, it's not I mean, I guess it's not like it's, that doesn't have like a ridiculously wide or extremely bright color palette. It's not muted or anything like that. But It is kind of sparkly.
I
Definitely at
guess
times, but
what I really
but
meant is
it's
it very much has like a pop sensibility in its
yeah,
aesthetic, but
that's
they
true.
they
That
did
makes
it
sense.
well though.
Right. So then you look at a show like that where it just looks great, and then you look at Attack on Titan and it's, you know, I know that there was
Yeah.
money put behind this, but it's just like I can't enjoy looking at this. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
just can't.
Sometimes something can still be well done and look ugly to you.
Aren't they doing Vinland Saga? Is Wit Studio doing Vinland Saga as well? I don't like how Vinland Saga looks either.
Oh
It just
fuck,
looks it just looks like shit to me. I'm sorry, it just does.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I
Vinland
think
Saga
it
has some.
is.
Vinland Saga. I won't say it was amazing, but it was. I was fine with the look of Vinland Saga. It worked for what it was.
What's the studio?
Yeah.
I think it's
Remember
what?
how cute the
Yeah,
older
it's- yeah,
sister
it's-
was in Vinland Saga? Damn, that was crazy.
Wit was season 1 and then Mappa's doing season 2.
Oh, cool. And it aired along Dr. Stone. Like we had a golden age of like barbarian girls for a while. It was fucking
That's
great.
Yeah.
Wearing those fur
Dr.
coats.
Stone is certainly at least more pleasant for me to look at.
Oh, and Dr.
even if
Stone
it's
just
fucking
literally has like
insane.
the cutest girls of all time. Like nothing can. Bocchi draws the hottest girls of anyone ever, and no one will ever beat him. That's just it is what it is. You just have to accept it. Even if none of the Dr. Stone girls are my favorite, he's just the best.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, Vinland is the only anime I've been following. How are you liking Vinland? Because Jaws says that season 2 is pretty good. I don't want to watch it because it's such a big commitment. And if I watch the next season, like we're out of the prologue, if I watch season 2 of
A
Vinland,
big commitment.
it's a fucking
What,
huge manga.
all 24 episodes of it.
Well,
Probably.
yeah. I've been watching My Sunny Goku for like a year and a half. For like the entirety of
I
the
think-
thread.
How many episodes is that
actually-
again? Like 200
I'm on episode
almost?
24.
It's like 95 episodes, I think. 95,
Yeah.
96
Oh, I
episodes.
think I
and he's
still
on
have
like
that
episode 20.
Downloaded.
He's in the
Suike
mid-20s.
is
He's-
good. I love
He's
Suike.
in the mid-20s, I think.
Yeah, and I got through a big burst. I have for some reason Maizon became linked to a certain ritual I kind of have on weekends that requires a specific context that I had trouble doing for a while because I couldn't find any. But yeah, okay, it's we'll just brush past that. This man has been playing Nier intro for 2 years. Okay, that's true, but I hate video games. I'm sorry. I started Nier again a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't beat the robot, and then I died in the sand area again. And
I need to pull
refuse
that game out of
lower
my
the
backlog
difficulty.
too.
I need to pull it out of my ass.
Uh,
It's I'm not good at video games. Thuba, play Fear and Hunger. You're going to love Fear and Hunger. Play fucking Fear and Hunger so we can talk about it. Michi's already beat the fucking thing. I'm like a third of the way through it. John will beat it in a day because I'm sure.
I mean, it didn't look like it was that long when I looked up how long it would take to beat, but I still have to buy and download it. So
Yeah, Thupa, I'm like a lemming, which are famously bad at video games. Fuck you.
well, there's also the video game series Lemmings, where you have to guide a bunch of mindless little creatures or through a level, and they'll walk off
Oh.
cliffs if you don't tell them to stop.
Oh, maybe that's what he means. Yeah, I'm bad at media, and I've also been reading more lately. You know, because I'm
Me too.
I'm writing allegedly, so I should know how books work. God damn it, Thupa. I don't know. I mean, Thupa is right. I am horrible with consuming media. I need to schedule part of my day to do nothing but watch anime and play video games. As little as I want
no,
to
I
do
like
either.
no lie. That really is helpful in the long run for creative stuff.
RPG, sexual content, violent. No, Thupa, it is all of those things. It's also very clever. I swear to God, Fear and Hunger, it's finally we have an RPG where one of the status effects is severe anal bleeding. And it doesn't feel forced. Like Fear and Hunger hits this really sweet spot with tone where it's grim, it's dark, it's nasty, it's cruel, it's evil, it's edgy, but it doesn't feel juvenile. It feels all of those things, but in a mature, restrained way where they were clever with the implementation. There's an artistry to it. In a way, it's almost like Berserk, although I would not compare it directly to Berserk, but I can respect it in the same way. It has a very well-defined aesthetic. It's a flawed game, I'll say that, but it's clever. And Super Eye Patch Wolf is blowing it up, so everyone's going to hate it in 3 months. So we should probably play it now.
Like
no,
he's
Super, I don't know
praising
your
it
lore yet.
and getting people to play it, or he's
Yeah,
knocking it?
well, he's
Okay.
I'll be back.
He's praising
I'll
it.
be back in a few minutes. I'll let you know when I'm
Okay.
back.
Oh, okay, cool. We need to come up with a softball to throw the RA. He's not talking enough. Here,
Well,
just
he hates video games, remember?
just bring up Lum out of nowhere, and then we'll let him go on a thing.
Yeah, let me go get my manga Versailles Yatsuro. Just take a bunch of
God.
pictures out of it.
Yeah, he'll when he comes back, we need to go. We were just arguing about which Takahashi show was best, and I said Lum fucking sucks. And then you will defend Lum, and then he'll start talking. What was I talking about?
Inuyasha best girl, what?
We were talking about anal bleeding. I forget. What the fuck was I talking about?
Super, he just left. Why are you asking him to?
Oh. Eye Patch Wolf. Why are you so pretty? Okay. Yeah, pretty fat. Okay. Eye Patch Wolf made a video. He mostly praised the game. He framed it with it being his progression of the game, because it's a game where you're supposed to learn through trial and error. In some ways it goes too far, and you shouldn't be afraid to look shit up. Like if you find an item, just look up what the item does. You don't need to click every object in the game like an adventure game until you figure it out. But his path with the game had a lot of back and forth, and he died over and over and over again until he figured out where the just call her Lump. Ironically, that's actually genius, Thupa. Why aren't you in the call, you little shit?
Did you ask him to join?
Well, Thupa's been in like limbo where he's been around for months, but he hasn't like wanted to do anything for months. So I've assumed he's been busy. Also, he has said that he is busy, which is evidence in his favor. But Super Eye Patch,
I mean, given how the top chat recent history is 90% Thupa right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can click on that. Oh, okay. Oh, nothing changed. Okay, cool. But Thupa, no, not Thupa. Eye Patch Wolf did it, and he was mostly seeing the praises of the game, although he is getting reamed up the ass right now, which is appropriate given the topic, because there's a sequence in the game which is full of esoteric, like Lovecraftian monsters and all manner of horror creature from different types of media. There's a guy with a crow head and a stick arm who's a reference to a reference to Pyramid Head. There's giant dogs that eat you, like at the beginning of Symphony of the Night. There's all kinds of crazy shit. But there's a place where there's a little subterranean village where there's a bunch of Yoda huts, and there's weird blue guys with like wanked out genitals. Oh, there's a ton of genitals in this game. That's another point. No, just every monster like has its dick out and will sometimes use it to attack you. It's the weirdest thing. But there's these freaky hunched blue Moloch type creatures that have perfectly smooth heads. They're vaguely human shaped, but they have like weird elongated knobbly limbs and like creepy hands, and they have like weird protruding genitals that are all flopped out over the place and like creepy demon eyes. And as you go through, there's a bunch of little Yoda huts on the ground, and you see them, and then you see a bunch of spears in the ground with heads on them, and they're like having sex in public and stuff, and some of them are just like crying. So you see like these creepy creatures that live in huts. And in Super Eye Patch Wolf's video, when he gets to this point, he goes, "Guys, I hate to bring this up, but there are some really offensive depictions of Native Americans in this game." It wasn't exactly that, but it was pretty goddamn fucking close. And everyone is making fun of him, saying, like, why? What part of this made you think of actual Aborigines? I mean, they have spears. That's basically it. Like Native Americans are not bald monsters with their dicks out that rape you.
At least not any of the ones I've ever met.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, the silence of the cemeteries.
I guess. I mean, I lived in Oklahoma for like 16 years. Met quite a few.
Oh yeah, Oklahoma is native central. That's where they
They
Okay,
run all
okay,
the
what-
fucking casinos.
What the hell is Thupa saying? Since you mentioned it, I finished both Fear and Hunger. Oh, he downloaded it. And Green is like, yes, the judge foresaw it. I am into this shit. The judge foresaw. Are we talking about Blood Meridian now? What the fuck is Thupa talking about? Ah, whatever. I don't care. Oh, this is fun. What the hell were we even talking about? Yeah, it's a good game though. Oh, Oklahoma. Yeah, that's the state where where they that was like the final state where they rounded up
Yep,
all the
where they-
Indians and put them in one place. And then, you know, the government after doing this was nice enough to quote unquote you know, make Oklahoma a state and give the Indians their own state, thereby allowing the property to be sold in the Western sense. And, you know, magically it all ended up in the hands of white settlers. It was the weirdest thing. You know, they tried to do the right thing, as they always do.
And fucked it up. As
Yeah.
they always do.
Thupa, I'm telling you, you're going to love the Indians in Blood Meridian. No, Thupa, Blood Meridian actually does have some spicy depictions of Native Americans. But McCarthy's a part of the literary establishment, so he's allowed to do that. Also, Blood Meridian is so matter of fact that you can't even really be mad at it. Like, it's just so brutal that it's like, oh, a bunch of rampaging Indians stabbed these people. So yeah, that happens. That one scene where the N-word is dropped 12 times in a row. Thupa, I actually wonder if I know what scene you're talking about. Because the scene where they go into the cantina and there's the funny sequence where Black Jackson is sitting at the white table and the owner keeps trying to get him to move and a gunfight ensues. That's maybe my favorite scene in the book. Or it's at least the funniest one. I mean, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's actually really, really funny. I'm sorry. RA, we were just talking about Takahashi protagonists, and John just called lump, and I said, how dare you?
That wasn't
How are
me.
you
That was
doing?
someone in chat.
I forget, but I don't forget.
You shouldn't. Well, RA, you just walked away for a second. How are you doing? Oh, hey, Jaws is here too. That's cool.
Got a lot
Hello.
of traveling to do here. Hello, Jaws. And then hello, everyone else.
Thupa just yelled, how's lump?
I don't know. RA might put a lump on your head if you keep that shit up.
Hey, boo.
Well, it's either that or that one song about lump. And I cannot
I
remember
don't-
the
She's
band that
extra-
sings it.
She's extremely violent.
Yeah. So RA, what do you want to talk about? You should get a topic in. Because I could talk about Blood Meridian and the Abbott and Costello routine with them throwing a gun to the cantina owner and saying, you better shoot that black gentleman there before he shoots you first. And it's really funny how it happens, but I won't because that's inappropriate. So, you know, RA, just what's on your heart lately?
And we would never talk about something inappropriate on a
No.
YouTube live stream.
Yeah, it's not like we referenced Mushoku Sensei earlier.
Okay, but Shoku's not even that bad. Grow up.
Yeah, John, anime tourist.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I'm totally the tourist, even though I'm out there retweeting Shinobu fan art every fucking day of my life.
Mushoku, they even cleaned up the material from the book for the anime, and people are still complaining.
No, that wasn't a complaint.
Okay, fine.
Was it a desanitization or a quick scrub? Because
It was actually a work of fucking genius. Because, like, the worst thing the guy did before he went to the other world, they found a way of framing it where you will jump to different conclusions about what it was based on your knowledge of the source material, where people who where right before he dies, people who are not familiar will look at it and go like, oh, okay, that was a little harsh, but yeah, that was kind of gross, whatever. I understand why his brothers kicked him out of the house or whatever. But then people who know the source material will go like, oh, I know what that is, like, and it was genius how they did that. I will say that will come up later in the podcast. That will definitely exist someday. Thupa, okay, I can't get people to fucking interact with each other until we're doing this, and now suddenly everyone's here.
It's like literally
that's not
every
bad, but there's like
important
side
person you've ever done a
conversations
podcast with is now in the in chat.
with a few grateful exceptions. You're making me nervous. I feel a sea lump in my throat. Okay, thanks, Thupa. How green Jaws, mate? How's the shark? Jaws the shark. Ha ha ha. Well, Thupa, that's damn. You nailed it. Okay. Man. You know what a good show is, John? Is fucking Maizan Ikoku. Why aren't you watching that?
That's a good question, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
RA,
not
it
good
is a
enough for
good
you?
show, isn't it?
Not what? What did you say?
Just intense accusations about not following up on things quickly enough.
I mean, it's
That's
how many
that's
episodes
where
was
we're
it?
that's where we're at
96?
this point. 95, 96. Let me double check.
I mean,
96. Yeah, 96.
What's crazy about like with Japanese like anime production now, like right now it's like, oh, we got through 3 episodes and like it's on indefinite hiatus.
Yeah.
Something
and in the 90s
happened
and the
somewhere
80s, like
in the supply chain. It's just like Maizan Ikoku, I think it ran pretty much consecutively every week for like 2 years straight.
that's
yeah, I
It's
mean,
just
it's
like,
basically just
you're
One
sick?
Piece and what
Oh,
is that one
you're
other
sick?
anime that does that now?
Oh, you're sick? Oh, a family member died? Yeah, that sucks, but like the episode has to air. So
we'll send
unless you
some
want to get
flowers.
unless you want to get blacklisted from the industry, get these panels done. We don't care. Make us fucking money, please.
Yeah.
But you know what? That might have been how it was, but anime was better back then, by golly. When men were men and
So were the
the
And
women.
got done on
anime
time.
waifus were anime waifus. Like, what?
And no one,
Where are you
no one,
going
no one
with
gave no one gave a shit about your personal problems.
No,
in
they
terms
did.
of
They just
making
said, like what we discussed earlier before the stream started. You
I
just
hear-
have to fucking deal
yeah,
with it.
I hear what you're saying. However, it has to air at Wednesday at 7:30. So, and that's when it aired in Japan JST night. It aired at 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday for almost exactly 2 years straight, 96 episodes. So they didn't give a shit.
RA was
You're
just
getting this done.
that was an incredible flex of your fan love. It's like
I mean,
you
I just
remember the
pulled it up
time
on
slot it
Now.
was in. Okay, cool. Well,
You
it's,
just
hey,
pull it up
it's,
on Now. It
it's,
gives
hey,
you,
it's
it gives you
theater
it
of
gives
the
you the time slot.
mind. You have to just pretend things are cooler than they actually are.
Yeah, I know so much about anime. You have no idea.
I know shockingly little for someone who dedicated years of his life to it.
It's all right. I still don't know any words of Japanese, even though I watched everything in Japanese. So,
Yeah.
Mofu Mofu.
Oh,
There's some Japanese for you.
that's
I'm
cool.
gonna go to Kyoto looking for directions on Mofu.
That's cool.
maybe even
Mofu desu
maybe even Mofu Mofu.
Yeah, anime fans really don't learn
And then I get
useful
arrested.
phrases in the right order. Oh, he got arrested? Okay.
No, then I get arrested, and then it's like,
Oh.
what's the conviction rate once you get arrested in Japan? Like 96%.
Yeah, it's
Something insane. It's just like literally do not get arrested.
it's
in
also
Japan.
weird. Japan has the death penalty, but you almost
Uh-oh.
never hear about it because
Well,
they
because
just
they
don't
have
make,
almost no violent crime either.
yeah.
So,
And they never make a big deal out of it. And in Japan, if you get put on death row, there's no real process to it. It's just you sit on death row, and then at some point in the next couple of months, someone shows up into your cell, says, "Oh, we're doing it," and then 20 minutes later, you're dead. Like they don't have a big
Well, they're-
fanfare to it. They don't even tell you when they're doing it. They just kill you one day.
well, I think the last time it might have been used was with that subway bomber. And they're thinking about using it again for that guy who firebombed Kyoto Animation.
Oh, damn.
That was a Freudian slip because I said Kyoko.
Kyoko
rather than
animation.
Kyoko.
Oh, damn.
Here we go again. Yeah, but I think they're considering it. But I mean, it's gonna be that trial's probably gonna be years. So I think even as of like a year ago, the guy still was deemed unfit to stand trial because he was so severely injured. Basically, not like mentally unfit, just like his body was just like covered in burns. He's got like probably like years of rehabilitation. Then they're gonna kill him. So
I mean, that's how
seems
it
like a
often
waste.
goes.
Seems like a waste.
It's,
Seems like a waste of resources, but like whatever.
I mean, the death penalty is silly basically everywhere. Like it just doesn't even. It always gets applied in the most haphazard, nonsensical way.
It's
A
like
funny thing
we're gonna give you years to heal, and then as soon as you're done healing, we're gonna put you on trial where you're almost certainly gonna be convicted for the death penalty, and then we're gonna kill you.
I mean, details aren't important, but I actually knew a guy who was on death row, and he actually got very, very old, and he had kidney failures. Like they had to put him on dialysis a couple times a week just to keep him alive. He waited until he was really old, until he was like in his mid 90s. Then he just started refusing dialysis one day, and a couple days later he was dead because his body was so frail that he just had a really effective way to commit suicide when he finally wanted to. Like he didn't want to actually get killed, so he just said, "Ah, fuck it, I've had a good run. Just unplug the machine." Because they can't force you to take medical treatments if you don't want them. At least usually not. Oh, okay.
That's that's one way to
I
do it. Just say
guess.
you
Was that
can't
a-
make me alive.
You think they could force you to take medical treatment or force feed you or something, but I guess not. I believe you.
Pretty. There's complexity to it. Pretty often it's not. Like if you go to a mental hospital, there's like big signs on the wall saying like they cannot force you to take medicine without your consent and stuff like that. But in reality, when people are in the system, they don't feel a lot of control over their situation. And it's like if you don't take the medication they suggest for you, you're going to be constantly reported as an uncooperative person who's not trying to get better. And it's it's a choice, but it's not a choice often. And Thupa said in Russia there's no death penalty. We simply started a war to get rid of all those people and sent them off as fodder. they're like this is the problem with the death penalty. It's just so damn expensive. Sometimes you have to invade Ukraine. Which I've actually been trying to not bring up, but he brought up first. Thupa says, I mean, that's part of the medical oath. You don't force it on people. I mean, I guess that's true. A funny thing about the Hippocratic Oath is people never actually read it, like the Hippocratic Oath specifically. If you read the Hippocratic Oath, there are stretches of it they're talking about, like, I will not fuck the slaves of the patient while I am administering my medicine.
Like, okay, I appreciate that, but was that really necessary?
Yeah, because they were written in ancient Greece, so it's full of shit. It's like I will refrain from pederasty until the vitamins have taken effect. It's like, okay. The highest amount of medical expenses like 30 days before you die. Yeah, that's true. Which that's a conversation no one wants to have, but it's like, if you just decided to die at like the 99.9% mark, it would be a lot easier for everyone else.
Yes, it would.
I mean, that's actually part of like one of the things that doesn't get talked about much is like smoking. Like smoking is good for medical expenses and like a lot of unhealthy things, because people who live to their 90s, they spend an incredible amount of money on minor treatments in the last few decades of their lives, and then they have a very expensive death. Where if you like smoke and drink and you die in like your mid 70s, is like they spend money when you die, but you don't have those 20 years of constant medical care. You just die when you start to get old. And like there was a big
No.
scandal many years ago where a tobacco company did a report where they said, hey, smoking is great for the economy because people die way cheaper when they smoke their whole lives.
Self-prescribed euthanasia.
Yep. RA, you were saying something.
What was I saying? Oh, I said
Something
good to know.
about- Oh,
Good to know that I'm saving
Oh
the
shit,
economy
I'm
money.
sorry,
when
I forgot
die.
RA smokes.
Look, that's
Wait, it's
okay.
bad for you? It's bad for you?
Oh fuck.
Oh, what the fuck?
I hate to be the one to tell you this.
No one
You
told
mean
me.
you mean having like 32 ounces of soda every day for my caffeine intake isn't good for me?
It's a sugar water. You're like a hummingbird. You'll be fine.
I wish I had as much energy as a hummingbird.
Flitting around.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Can
Can you
scroll my
imagine how many
fucking
calories
neck.
they must burn to flap their wings so fast?
What a stupid bird.
Hummingbirds are cool. I got a when I
Fuck
was younger.
hummingbirds.
I'd rather not. When I was young, I actually got a hummingbird trapped in a shop I was working in. I got a ladder and I looked at it. Their necks are fucking crazy, man. Like they bob and weave and stuff. And their chest gets like way big when they breathe. Like they have big lungs. They're neat little things. I like them.
They're freaks. Little freaks flitting around. I like them too. I just don't I don't like species that are like find extremely inefficient ways to survive or and find their niche in their environment and or just like they should have just been absolutely paved over by predators long ago. It's like a panda. It's just like, dude, what like those all should have been dead a long time ago. Not even like with human interference at all. Like forget habitat loss. It's just like this thing is so stupid. It's so lazy. Like you need to put that thing out on the savannah and you need to let nature do its work. It's like I feel badly for the lions and cheetahs that have to chase that. Like I feel badly about the lions and cheetahs that have to like chase down like gazelles and wildebeest that are just so fast and so powerful. And it's just like we just need to let pandas go into the savannah and just let it and give them an easy meal because this thing should not be this thing should have been wiped out millennia ago.
It's true. Jim
by an
Jeffries
apex
had
predator.
Jim Jeffries had a great joke about how hard it was to get them to breed. He would just like point and yell like, "There's a panda! Go fuck the panda!"
Yeah, it's just pathetic. It's such a pathetic creature where it's just like it can't even breed. It can't even find its way around. Like it's living in this like eternal fog, basically. And we love it because it's cute.
Okay, RA, you're making me
like,
empathize with the pandas. This is fucked up.
No, they don't deserve any pity.
Collect all pandas and helicopter drop
like,
them. Okay.
Manatees are a joke. I like manatees more than pandas, but it's like
okay, manatees
something
are
this
fine.
slow.
It's not their fault we invented fucking speedboats.
Something that slow and fast should have been destroyed by an orcapod long ago. Okay.
If they don't just keep bumping into walls,
it's pretty sad.
Aquariums.
Seahorses as well too. Like they're extremely slow swimmers, and they need this insanely
can we not talk
perfect
about
range of
gender
temperature
right now? This is.
Oh,
I thought you were going somewhere else.
I said seahorses. What did I?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a man gets pregnant thing.
Oh no. And I hate whales too because they're like.
Me too, because I keep paying for gotcha games.
I literally want to. I literally want to run my car on whale oil. I want that to be a thing so badly.
I feel like RA reads Moby Dick and Cheers.
Does RA mean Revenge of Ahab?
I feel like RA is just projecting on the manatees.
Yeah, you've unlocked an achievement, John. Well done. That is actually it. Who knew? No, I'm partially kidding. It's like I like whales, but it's also something that big should not exist. Is it just like it's just like a blue whale? Just the idea that those are swimming around the ocean is just terrifying, and I want them all dead.
Oh, okay.
All of
This
them.
is, I mean,
An
this is
orca's okay
interesting.
because it's huge. It's huge, but it's not blue whale huge. It's like I can, and it's an apex predator, so I respect it. But
Yeah.
like a blue whale just being this big algae, plankton eating, just like the largest, like the thing how long life has existed on Earth, and the blue whale is the largest animal that's ever existed. We overlap with it. It's just like that's not okay. That's gotta go.
I'm sorry, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so like in a past life, I was a Japanese salaryman, and then before that, I was a whaler in like the 18th century.
He's RA
Well-
because that's the sound they make when they throw the harpoon.
Rah! Yeah,
And Thupa apparently has 14 gotchas on his phone.
At one
I
point,
hope you're not
Thupa-
putting money into all of those.
Oh, don't even go there. At one point, Thupa got me to actually download a virtual phone so I could try Arc Knights, and that's when I realized he was becoming a bad influence on me.
Like, it's one thing if you have one or two gotcha games that you play and you don't put an unreasonable amount of money in any of them, but 14.
yeah. I think I actually kind of want to get into pachinko. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Because I don't know
think
any
so.
Japanese words. Pachinko.
Japanese
just
is
be-
actually
just be-
very easy to pronounce. You can just go for it.
I know, but I just don't know any words. So
Pog.
that just seems like a great way to just blow all my savings, everything I've ever accomplished, the minimum that I've accomplished in my life, and just become an avid pachinko gambler
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
and
it's
just
people
lose it
dump a
all.
lot of money into it.
I mean, if it makes you
What's
feel
a
better,
what's wasn't the worst, like isn't the most what's that video that goes viral from time to time of Monica Magica pachinko machine or
Gaka is
something
mad Madagaka.
No. Yeah,
Um,
where you can touch your finger.
where
to-
we touch the screen and then she
Yeah.
Oh,
and then,
right.
and then she moans, and then it's just like, this is horrible. How can you do this to people? Don't you know? Have you no compassion? Have you
Yeah,
no?
it gets even worse because for a while, a lot of game companies had a lot of money in pachinko, and they probably still do, but they wouldn't be making new video games, but they would be making new like cutscenes that they would put in these pachinko machines that were themed around
Yeah, I
games.
think-
And sometimes they
Yeah,
would
I heard-
actually continue the lore of some game, and it's
Yeah,
like,
there's-
we haven't had a real sequel in this series for 12 years. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like there's
man.
a Urusei Yatsura pachinko machine, and I don't think they created new scenes, but I think they redid some of the scenes in CGI or something like that in it, and it's it's just a horrible thing to do to people. It's probably worse than tobacco companies killing millions and millions and millions of people. Or at least it's on par with it. It's just like you've just ruined people's lives on purpose,
Yeah,
and you're doing
apparently-
it. And
apparently Thupa
the
spent
end
about-
user and the end user knows it as well.
Yeah, but that's the worst part. They know what they're getting into. It's not like going to Vegas casinos and just getting addicted to the thrill of gambling out of nowhere.
Well, this
It's-
is
you-
literally this is literally like what makes the otaku culture like kind of
I should open an
redeemable.
otaku casino in Las Vegas. There will be a niche for it.
I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know because there's some people who would just be like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? But then it's the core audience. I don't know if they get out much. I
Yeah,
actually
that's the other
was-
thing. You're relying on a bunch of people that are stereotypically neats and shut-ins to leave their home to
I
go
mean,
gamble.
Yeah,
I was in
if you could
Nevada.
if you could touch her hand though, like if they knew that you could do that here in the United States, I think they would make the trip.
I mean, but in Vegas, you can go around the corner and get like actual prostitutes.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be going to get prostitutes. They'd be going to the otaku casino.
Oh, okay, cool. Like, let's because those two couldn't intersect.
They're not
in a
interested.
horrible-
They're not interested in 3Ds.
Open
That's
an
the whole point.
otaku casino. Yeah, Konami is not in a good place in that exact way.
For
I
the-
don't
the-
know. I
That
don't
was
know,
be-
but
what
I,
I said about
it's-
pachinko
It's
earlier.
it would basically be a Taku no video, except for casinos. Cause,
Aw.
cause I had like Otaku Land at one point, or at least I can't remember if they actually did it or that was a vision where it was a otaku amusement park, which is also a brilliant idea as well too. But, I think you could be mildly successful if you marketed it the right way. It wouldn't be huge, but definitely filling a niche where you could just lose all your money that you would use for Blu-rays or video
Yeah,
games on
or just
pachinko.
wait a little bit longer for AI waifus to get just a little bit better, and then you can have like a
They're
VR.
getting pretty good. Just gonna say that.
Are we in Doom or Coom status right now?
Ha ha ha, very, very funny.
Both.
For those who don't know, which why the fuck would you? I am a frequenter of 4chan's AI chatbot general, and it's a constant meme because it's a whole subculture based around finding retarded fucking exploits for how to hack into the large language models and filter them into AI waifus that they make. But because it's all under the table, they're constantly going up and down and up and down over and over and over again. So the big meme there is like, is it Doomankind? Is it Dooman time or Kuman time? And they always have these memes of like Doom and Koom and these endless cycles. Yeah, it's not a healthy environment. Objectively, a well-placed firebomb would probably make the world a much better place, but they exist. And that's how otaku everything is. It's like, hey, if these people exist, it might as well kind of make sense, Like
Become
the world is not
Meduca.
the world is not a better place for otaku being in it, but they at least understand that. So it's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Although
that
the fact that-
tangent you went off on about
although
being a light novel author or whatever that was.
Although the fact that we're self-aware of it also makes it that much more inexcusable. As
Yeah,
well,
not
too.
necessarily.
Because we can't claim ignorance like 99% of dumbasses can. And it's like, oh, we know. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, there's the cliff.
Yeah.
Go. And it's like,
I mean,
can't.
it was funny when you mentioned savings, because if you were like, oh, I have all these savings, I don't know what to do with them. It's like, maybe I'll start a casino. It's like, I found if I had a shitload of savings and didn't know what to do with them, I'd probably just like have some crazy scheme to build a giant plane and like fly it into the mountains. Which I want to do right now, but I have literally no money. Like I can build a plane for not very much money, but I have like literally no money right now. If anyone wants to
There you go.
donate in the chat, it will go towards me making an ultralight.
Just open up a Patreon account. This is all for
No.
me building a plane
Green's making a plane from scratch with no knowledge whatsoever.
or pilot's license for that matter.
Or pilot. Oh, it was funny the other day because someone said, oh, do you really have the money to build and learn to fly a plane? And I said, who said anything about learning how to fly it?
It's only got to fly one time, right?
Or
it doesn't even need
convince
to do
someone else to
that.
try it. Yeah. Just roll it down the road, just see if it bumps up a little.
No, you just build it and literally never use it.
Oh, that
That
would be a very
way-
me thing.
I mean,
to
that's
do,
that's
actually.
what I do with video games. I buy them and never play them.
What you thinking about there, Fupa? You're saying become Meguka?
Meduca.
That one video, shitty transformation video. Are they ever gonna release the last Modica Magica?
I thought they already did. And I just thought it
Danger, I
wasn't that
meant it
good.
as an ominous statement that is ambiguous. I mean, I actually do want to try to make an ultralight, but I would probably fly it over a field or something. I would go really slow. My goal is to make a plane that can go like 45 miles an hour. So if I crash it, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, but are they ever going to make the last Modica movie? And will it actually be the last one?
Hopefully.
Is
No.
anything ever truly the last when it comes to anime?
Only the shitty outcomes. Like we still haven't gotten No Game No Life season 2. Although I will say,
Yeah.
over the last 5 years or so, we've gotten so many unexpected sequels that we can't really be mad
Squeakles.
anymore. Yeah,
Squeakles.
exactly.
Squiggles.
Yeah, but we can't be mad at this point. Like we've gotten really lucky. Like Konosuba, we got a bunch of stuff.
I mean, I would be surprised if Konosuba didn't get fully adapted at this point. It's just gonna take forever.
Yeah, they've adapted fucking like oh god, I don't even know. Like Overlord is obviously going to get completely adapted at this point. Mushoku, they were explicitly making the studio with the
Yeah,
intent
the
of
studio
adapting
was
the entire
made
goddamn
for
thing.
this purpose of doing that. Yeah.
Nice. How's Digi doing?
You don't
Keck?
have to read that out.
Why Thupa? I expect you to. Oh wait, can I delete this? Can I delete
Yes,
this message?
it's your channel.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you can delete them because it's like
You can
a lot
you
of
can
streams get
even give
spam and
other
shit.
members
So.
moderation, and then they could do it too.
Thupa, you are allowed to post about that person, but you have to type out brackets and type redacted instead of their name. That's the policy of this
Just
thing.
if you can just edit so that's a banned word on the chat.
Oh, can I do that?
So you should be able to.
That's cool. Oh, but
then-
then people might write out their Thupa, you arguably should be a mod. What the fuck? We'll come up with something. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. But yeah, we've been lucky with sequels. I mean, there are other ones I'm not even thinking of, but there've been, unexpected adaptations and we got a lot of stuff that we didn't think we were going to get. They're even making being DigiKek. very Thupa, if we allow bad feelings to emerge, it'll become about them and they don't deserve that, so that's fine. Although even a Mr. Benjamin Saint seems to be finally getting over it. Not really, but he at least seems to be finally losing energy and people willing to talk about it with him over that topic. So it's it's the fire has went through, there's nothing left but ash, there's no potential enemy. That was a Freudian slip. There's no potential energy left. That conversation is dead. They're a historical figure. In 20 years, there'll be a fucking biopic or something that like digs into like what YouTube was, and there'll be a background character in it. It's over. We're fine. Anime forever. Am I right, guys? Thupa's laughing his ass off right now because he. Well, it's a.
Yeah, unless the settings
streams are automatically saved on YouTube, right?
Yeah, unless your settings are like it's unlisted or private.
Jaws, it should be. I mean, thanks for dropping by, and I'm sure you'll be on one of these before too long. But this is just a test. This is really just to see if the technology is acceptable.
Yeah, I imagine you'll at least have a topic or something a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later,
focused.
Jaws. I mean,
But
I'll talk
take care,
about
Jaws.
anything. My vast oceanic soul is just filled with interest and intrigue. You can say say any word and I can start talking about it. Anything at all.
Subway.
No, we're not
Don't
talking
do
about the
that.
subway killing.
We're not talking about sub.
We could talk about
No, I'm sorry. That's just where my lunch was. So I have a cup right
lunch.
here.
Well, we're not talking about Jared either. You see, this is the difference between America and Japan. When we have serial sexual predators, we make them mascots for like businesses. In the East, they just have them make comics and sit on an island where they don't bug people. Like, who has the real solution, really? The man's baiting me into being the next test subject in the most passive aggressive way. I'm not baiting you in anything. Hello, Lucky Berlin. Yo, or alternatively if he's speaking a Latinate language. Anything at all? Polyesterine. Okay, but that's like polyester. That's
polyamory.
That's like the synthetic fibers that are like in clothing. Clothing is fucking expensive, isn't it, man? Did you know that it's like a class thing that like natural materials in clothing are high class and synthetic ones are low class? What the fuck is up with that?
Kill la Kill has clothing.
Kill la Kill has clothing. Oh my god.
It has
Kill la Kill's
clothing
the
puns.
greatest show. Yeah, Kill la Kill is great. RA, Do you like Kill la
I love
Kill?
it so much.
Oh my
Love
god,
it
it's
so
an
much, man.
amazing show. It's not even a
It's so
great
good.
show, but it's an amazing show. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean.
I think
Because
so.
it's
Got a
great.
lot of flaws. Got a lot of flaws.
What
It's
flaws
a
do they
it's a
have?
building material, you dunk. Okay, well I don't. You worked in construction. I didn't make houses out of fucking polystyrene. You fucking Russian prick. Go build a fucking Patriot missile out of polystyrene if you're so smart. Shove a polystyrene brick under Zelensky's ass.
I don't know what we're talking about at this point.
Okay.
Well,
Supa said polystyrene. I thought it was like a polyester thing. We do not He's making fun of me saying I was a construction worker. I was never a
Oh.
good one. I mostly manufactured building materials in a shop, which I guess you know it is what it is. If Lucky Berlin wants to say something to save me from this conversation, that would be wonderful. You know, feel free. Well, guess what? What, Thupa? We do not live for the sake of being worn by our clothes because you're fucking in Spyrobot now. Its liquid derivatives can be used for that. Well, you can't wear liquid, can you? No, whatever the fuck. Thupa's life situation, even for me, has been kind of complicated lately. I don't totally know. I don't believe no, you're not in a fucking trench, Thupa.
No, he said he is the trench.
Oh, I am the trench. Yeah, more like the tranche. The financial instrument. Lucky Berlin said chainsaw. Chainsaw. Did you watch Chainsaw Man? Any of you? Do you guys know
No.
Chainsaw Man?
I passed on it.
Can't do that.
That's unfortunate. I mean, Chainsaw Man was a great. It was a great manga. People seem to like the anime. When I tried to watch the first episode of the anime, it made me cognizant of how little I retain of media sometimes because I didn't remember any of this shit.
Nice.
I mean,
Well, it's
Thupa
all
makes fun of me
CGI
all the
as well
time.
too,
I
right?
just, yeah, kind of. Once it was weird because the animation in the slice of life scenes where they're just doing normal stuff was 2D and it was actually pretty good. You know, it maybe didn't capture the tone so well, but it was slick and smooth and it was well directed. But then the fight scene had a bunch of, you know, corny CGI and it wasn't horrible, but I don't know if it was good.
Yeah.
That's because they let the slice of life director do the fight scenes too.
Used in construction, but you don't use a fucking chainsaw in construction. You use it to cut down trees. You would only use chainsaw in construction if you're trying to get a branch out of way so you can build something around it. You don't cut 2x4s with a fucking chainsaw, Thupa.
Yeah, that's what the
you
table
know.
saw is for.
Or you
Go
know,
back to Russia.
or a skill saw. Dude, Jimeno was good. Okay, Jimeno was fucking cool. Jimeno was the cake girl who had the eye patch, and she really wanted to fuck the younger guy. And she asked, you know, Denji. She told
let me
Denji
guess.
like, hey,
let me guess. She never does fuck him, does she?
hey.
Of course not.
We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there.
What? I'm just remarking that no one fucks anyone in anime. So
Yeah, she was. How else do you door then? What? How do I door?
I think he's asking how you make a door if you don't use a
you
chainsaw.
make a door. Here's
Well,
3 easy steps.
Well,
Shut
someone.
The fuck up.
Okay. Well, Thupa, someone else uses a chainsaw 9 months previous to cut the tree down that eventually becomes the wood, but you would not make a door. And also, most doors are bought prefabricated. You don't make doors on the construction site. They're made by the door company in the door warehouse, where they just put laminated sheets of wood together and then make it look good. I don't know. Okay, Thupa's just not being a whole lot of help. He's just trying to antagonize me. They said, I mean, RA finally makes a great point.
What point did I make that was great? Because it would be a
Where you
first.
told him to shut up.
Oh, gotcha.
Thupa's like a fucking tsundere for you, and I don't understand it. Too bad it takes Green a month to make one. Anything gangster related? No. Are you in a gang, RA?
No, I
I'm
mean we
sorry,
could.
what? I'm not reading. I haven't read any of the stream thread.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. I have no idea what's going on there, other than what you're
Oh.
verbalizing.
It's mostly just Thupa, so
Yeah, Thupa has been antagonizing people as he is wont to do. Well, who well, if we're talking about streams, let's be meta for a moment. What are some topics that we would like to talk about talk about in streams? Anything anyone want to schedule for next
Well,
week?
we
or
were
so?
supposed to do a Konosuba podcast like 2 years ago.
yeah, we could do
You
that.
haven't
after
known me
this.
for 2 years.
I'm exaggerating,
Okay,
for a fact.
fine.
I mean, wasn't the
but it has been like a year since we said
Yeah.
we would do that.
No, I
so.
actually did want to do that because I watched a bit of Megumin's stupid show. I think John has read the whole thing.
I'm still working on the last couple books in that. So I'm reading the second of the 3 prequel novels about Mega Man right now. And then I have like 4 of the main series left.
Okay,
But that's still miles ahead of where the anime's been adapted. So
Yeah. No, we can.
When is season 3 supposed to air?
next
I'm
year, I
looking at
think.
it on. I'm looking at it on Mal, and it's like it has no information. Like,
Well, they
uh,
announced a
like-
project that is obviously season 3 a while ago, and I think they said it was supposed to be towards the end of the year we would know more.
Okay.
oh,
And have I seen Vinland Saga? I watched the first season a few years ago. I have not been watching the new one. I've been putting it off because it's a huge commitment and it's just intimidating.
Yeah.
I've
heard nothing but good stuff.
Stupa says we have been meeting the Mikikoto Supa podcast 3 years ago. Shut the-
oh fuck.
Okay, Thupa,
We keep
fine.
we keep passing the buck.
Okay, fine, Thupa. Thupa, you tell us a time you would be available to talk some Konosuba, and we
Oh
will
my
make
gosh,
that.
is he just gonna come onto it and tell us it's a 7 out of 10? Is that really what's gonna happen? Like last time?
Are you still mad about Cowboy Bebop?
No, I'm not like viscerally angry. I'm just
But I'm a little angry.
poking. I'm just poking fun.
Okay. No, but Thupa, if you want to be involved, but no, I didn't want. We could talk some Konosuba. It could be a good chance to talk about stuff. I mean, if you remember that first podcast we did a while ago, I mean, you definitely remember it. I did kind of leave it on a joke that I thought would be funny because we would just cut to like a week later, but then it ended up being like.
And then it ended up we didn't do another podcast for like 8 months.
That's
Yeah.
That's right.
I will tell
Green-
you the time. Oh, I'm sorry, Ari. I'm responding to Thupa being
No.
a spurg.
That's fine. I mean, I don't even really want to talk about Konosuba. I just want to talk about Aqua.
That's fine.
Kind of.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
show
fair.
built. There happens to be a show built around her.
You're just like
That's
you're in
cool.
the tiny minority of people that like Aqua more than
Okay,
the other two.
hold on.
What?
I don't
What?
think that's a tiny minority.
What?
I
And
mean,
even if
not
it-
everybody's
even-
gonna say
even if
she's
it-
best girl, but she's still a great character.
I'm objectively right. So
I didn't. Well, that's what I said. Like very few people, like Megumin is the big meme character that everyone.
Well, yeah, she
likes.
won 2 separate polls for getting additional novels written about her. So
which I kind of think was a mistake because without the people to play off of, it's not.
Aqua's
Good.
yeah, no, actually, the prequel ones aren't. I don't think as good, but there are some that are like companion side stories to the main series that work a lot better because the other cast members are there.
Well, that's just more Konosuba then.
But so yeah, it's just more Konosuba, but still.
Yes, RA.
no, I don't think I said anything.
Oh, I thought you said something, but yeah, but it's just like, Megumin was the breakout character who is one of the most popular anime characters in the world and probably will be for a while. She's in the pantheon of eternal waifus along Kyoko and I don't know, Sakura or something. And
You gotta specify which Sakura you're talking about.
actually right after I said that, I found myself thinking you know, I meant Naruto, but it could mean Cardcaptor. Then I found myself thinking there might actually be more people who like Sakura from Cardcaptor than Naruto. So it's
And there's also
I
Sakura
actually
from Fate.
faded.
Yeah.
Thank God it's not one of the
You
most
should-
common names in anime.
You should watch Cardcaptor Sakura though. Great show.
I tried at one point. It's right up there with Cardcaptor Sakura and Princess Tutu are the two old shoujo shows that I do want to watch. Because I watched the first episode of Cardcaptor like a year ago. I actually saw an episode of it on a random TV when I was a kid, and I was fucking captivated, but I just didn't know what it was. I had no way of looking into it, which was unfortunate. I still remember it too. I was like 10 years old. I think I was in the tire store while my mom was getting tires, and it was the episode where they're in a maze and like the lady shows up with the little bell and like breaks the maze. It's been 20 fucking years and I still remember that shit. I've been meaning to watch those. It's like everything else. I just never watch anime. I talk about watching anime 20 times more than I watch anime.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
what
but-
we need to do is we need like a weekly or every other weekly night or day or whatever, where you and I are both free and we can just watch a couple episodes together.
Yeah, okay. Maybe. We could also stream something. No, that's good. But we were saying, yeah, Mega Man was the breakout. There are minorities that partially to be contrarians, I think, you know, they're really defensive of Aqua and Union. And I guess there's a few Wiz fans, and then just no one picks Darkness as their favorite.
Oh. How it goes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but
Oh,
she would
well.
like it that way.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, really, the
So that
author just
works
needed
out.
someone yellow. He just needed someone to round out the color spectrum.
Yes. No, she's
That's
still a great
true.
character, but most people just don't pick her as a favorite.
I wonder why that is. Maybe it's just because she's simple. Maybe because she has big breasts, and that's just not the kind of person that watches the show. I don't know.
Too on the nose.
Yeah, you could definitely get them up there. They're long enough. Boo. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. Why did I say that? It's fun. Yep. Need to watch that. Well, okay. And you need to fucking watch Uncle in Another World, God damn it! I've been trying to make people
Yeah.
watch that since it aired.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. RA, why haven't you watched Uncle from Another World?
I'm watching Cat's Eye right now.
Okay. Get a second TV.
Yeah, watch them both at once at 2.5 speed.
Yeah. I mean, John in particular, because it has a bunch of old video game references, you would probably like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will appreciate those once I get to it.
One day, Despera will come out. What the fuck is Despera? What the fuck is this? Oh, I think I've seen an image of this. It's designs by the guy who did Lane.
Wait, why
It's-
why are we not supposed to watch Gintama, Thupa? What the heck is that about?
I fucking
There's way
hated
too many
that show.
episodes.
So Thupa,
Oh yeah, that show went on for fucking ever.
oh
I think
yeah.
it's still going on.
No, it's over.
I don't think
I
I
don't
would
believe that.
watch.
Hi.
I don't want to watch Gintama, because I just don't need something that massive and like high concept in my life.
Wait, how is it high concept? It's just like a goofy comedy.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like I don't know. Like it's just too big. It's just, oh, we're going to parody fucking everything. It's like, okay, I can't do that. I don't need that in my life.
Anime's already good enough at being a parody of itself, so I don't need something is even more of a parody of it. So
Thupa, I have never
boy.
seen. Yeah, I've never seen Gintama. Like I have so much I need to do. Am I really gonna watch Gintama? My only interest in Gintama is when I was reading. Okay, a raccoon. when I was reading Bakuman, which is about the writers at Shonen Jump, there was a person, there are a bunch of writers in it who appear who are obviously modeled on real people. Like there's the little young genius guy who puts dusters in his hair and writes a battle manga thing, which everyone says that's just Oda. That's just the One Piece guy as a kid. Although funnily enough, Oda as himself shows up in the manga as well. So both Oda as Oda and Oda as a child version of himself both appear in it. Then there's obviously the people who wrote Death Note show up as themselves, and they are the ones writing it in the first place, which is pretty funny. The weirdest fucking one though is there's Hiramaru, who is my favorite character in the show, and it's not even close. Where Hiramaru is a guy who was just working a shitty day job, started a manga on a lark, submitted it to a contest, and it was wildly successful. And they just scooped him up and gave him a job at Shonen Jump. And he's a lazy, manically depressed shithead who's just like pale and skinny and lounging around. And he's constantly screaming at people that he doesn't want to write manga, that he hates his job, that he just wants to relax and drink tea with, the female manga author. And he just wants people to leave him alone. And he, even in universe, he makes a manga called Otter 11, where the name of the Otter's antagonist is the name of the manga author's editor. So he's constantly being chased around by his editor, being forced to work when he doesn't want to. And he's writing a manga where the antagonist is this mean man who's the editor's name, who won't let Otter 11 just live his life when he's such a happy, free person when the guy's not around. And when I was watching it, I was just so convinced, like, this is a real person. If I go to Shonen Jump, if I go to their offices, I will find Hiramaru there somewhere. Like, this person definitely exists. And then apparently much later, the Bakuman guy said, "Oh, that was based on the author of Gintama. Like, that's who it was. Who inspired the character of Hiramaru." And that's the only reason. Green, I've watched this pod test, and now YouTube recommendations is trolling you. What the fuck does that mean, Thupa? See Discord.
So you probably messaged you
Thupa,
something.
if I click on this and it's what I think, I'm going to be very unhappy because I could have went my whole life without knowing. And God fucking God, that's not what I was expecting. Fucking.
I mean, that's Thupa in a nutshell.
No, Thupa got a recommendation for my old viral anime video from, years ago.
From the podcast.
No. From back when I was doing
No, I mean, because he was watching the podcast, the old
because
video from your channel showed up in the recommendations.
Yeah, because he clicked on this, he clicked on home, and then my old JoJo video showed up. Thupa, I hate you. Why do you do this to me? I love you. Continue making. Oh, it's a different person. It's a different person.
That's not Thupa. Thank you.
I thought that was Thupa. Why does everyone have fucking grayscale in their goddamn?
Well, Thupa's isn't grayscale. It's a zebra.
That's great. Well, black and white counts. Illuso Ataraxia. Love you. Continue making progress. Okay, thank you. Nice. Appreciate the I love you, Illuso. I am not going to make very many podcasts like I did. Also, nice to know someone liked the podcast because I got an almost overwhelmingly negative experience from doing it. Like, it was like everyone was just complaining, "Aren't you going to make old anime videos like you did?" No, I'm an old man now. I'm done with that.
You're younger than me.
About it. Okay, that's not the point. I'm too old to be making Giorno videos. God damn it. I'm getting gray hair. I'm a construction worker. God damn it. But yeah, I pretty universally got a bad reaction to doing podcasts. But I'll still.
Well, it seems to be mostly just from people that wanted you to do more anime videos. So
yeah, exactly. Who was most of them? But it's like we can do some streams. And there's lower stakes. Like, I can't justify spending 12 hours a week making anime podcasts while I have all this other stuff going on. I can justify sitting around for a few hours talking about anime for a while, which is fine. Haha, like I would ever say that. No. Okay. Thupa's dragging up traumatic memories right now that I don't want to get into because they didn't happen. Are you told to make mofu videos? God damn it, Thupa. Why would you do this?
Because it's Thupa.
Is Mofu the Fox Girl thing?
Yes.
Thupa,
Just don't think
Thupa,
about it. Just move on.
that video doesn't exist. No one has ever
Maybe
seen it.
Even Mofu.
Even
maybe.
Mofu.
As a
Maybe
treat.
As a treat. Man, RA, we've been talking for a while. What would you like to do some streams about, RA?
Senko-san.
What?
I do a stream on Senko-san.
Yeah.
I rewatched
sure.
it, so it's fairly fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I'd actually totally talk about Senku-san. I don't know what you would say. It's just like she's
It's like
cute.
it's good. She's cute. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe even
The deep psychological implications of enjoying such a show.
Yeah. It's like, oh
Yeah.
wow, I haven't
Well,
talked
thankfully me enjoying it says absolutely nothing about me as a person.
Yeah.
Whew.
Just being a burned out, lonely
Just
guy.
I just happen to enjoy a thing.
Yeah, it's so
You know?
weird. It's like, damn. It's like if only it's like, oh wow, I'm just like a, approaching middle-aged man where it's like I have no good relationship with, like a motherly figure or like, maternal ones. I don't have a wife and I don't have a daughter either. If only there was a way to like combine all those relationships into one clusterfuck of Japanese mythology. It's like, oh, I wonder what's going on there. Like, it's so efficient. It's like,
And compact.
yeah, if they can
Yeah.
find a way to
Yeah,
slide the feeling of being like praised by strangers for your talent in at the same time, it's like that has everything.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't enjoy it nearly as much the first time around as the second. Because I'd probably say like the first time I watched it was probably like a 6 out of 10 or something. For me, it was perfectly fine. And it's like I was still like a loser when I first watched it. So maybe I just want to increment me enough more of a loser for it to just hit harder the second time. I don't know. But I definitely enjoyed it a lot more the second time around.
Yep. It's I wonder how I would feel. I mean, we could also do it as Thupa is threatening me with an unlisted link that he apparently has on a TXT file somewhere.
Oh.
He's a fucking
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, we don't open that.
Yeah.
We do not.
I mean, I was tempted to set it to private right there, but then I thought, oh, I'll lose all the comments, and there were a few fun comments on there. Okay, it's whatever. You know what? This is part of the process, though. This is like maturity, and this is like aging gracefully as a person. You have to not let your past be something that you can't, process. It's like you have to accept that you did cringy stuff in the past. You have to accept that hide all of it that you can manage to hide, but still, accept that it happened.
Like you
no
don't.
one
Yeah,
has
the
to
whole world
know.
doesn't have to know about it, but you need to be okay with the fact that it happened.
Yeah, like you shouldn't cower in fear when Thupa threatens to reveal an old video you made in a not particularly good state of mind. But, accept that it's a part of you. I mean, I said this to Michi the other day because Michi is being a social butterfly and he's starting to stream again and things are looking up for Michi. I hope it works out for him. But I told him the other day, it's like, why I leave my old videos up? I leave them up because I cannot rap. Do you understand?
I think you're gonna have to explain.
I cannot rap, and I don't want to wear dresses, and I don't want to have a really bad YouTube channel. And to stay in the
I don't know
psychological
what
state
you
of
mean.
and
You'll
to-
have to be more specific.
and it's like I don't want to I don't want to get into anal sex, at least not in the receiving end, and I don't want to get addicted to drugs. Yeah, I mean, I do what drugs, but good ones. And in order to stay on the straight and narrow path of not doing that shit, you have to remember your past, because if you try to run from your past, you end up losing context and making the same mistakes over and over and over again and turning into a like freaky guy. So I'm going to not do that. I'm going to keep my old videos up and acknowledge that I had a past, and that'll keep me from trying to become a rapper. That's
Look.
my plan. Redacted. Shut the fuck up. I ages gracefully
Redacted.
someone falling down a set of stairs because I can use them as leverage. I hate Thupa so much.
No, Thupa is the perfect example of somebody that could fall down a flight of stairs and then somehow managed to turn that into a win.
Thupa's been midway down a flight of stairs since the day I fucking met him, and I don't know how he does it. Like, Thupa's falling down a flight of stairs in an MC Escher painting. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we could do like a podcast and just talk about I don't know, shit you like that is comforting, but it's like awkward. But then I realized we did kind of do one like that before. So maybe
We
we'll
did,
just talk
Thank
about
you,
but
Senko.
you can always revisit the topic.
Yeah, we can. It's been a while.
Like,
And by the way, I tried
people have
making
this thing
YouTube
against listening
videos.
to old stuff, so it's okay to revisit a topic.
No.
Thupa, why did you get reported for terrorism? I don't. Whatever.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think you know the answer to that question, Green.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we can talk about Senko, and we can have a Takahashi-thon where we watch
Senko
every
Suba.
episode. Senko Suba. Oh, that's great.
Senko.
Senko versus Megumin, the greatest battle.
I don't. That's I mean, Senko's pretty powerful in her own way. Just
Yeah,
not
but
in a
it's
very
not
destructive
a
way.
very combat oriented series, so
Yeah,
No.
I bet she could throw down if she absolutely had to.
Well, as the Senko manga goes along, they actually introduce background elements of like Senko is sealing some kind of violent force away, and that's why she's doing
Yeah.
this. And they basically Senko basically has the same backstory as Naruto. They just go in a very different direction.
She's extremely powerful.
But no, yeah, I don't care if you were reported for terrorism. I don't. I literally it doesn't surprise me. Last time we did a podcast with these people, you told us a story about when you got swatted because of an operation you were doing. It's like, it doesn't surprise me. It's like,
and
it's like
the other stories you told us that we're not going to talk about.
It's like I'm I'm like a criminal crazy person compared to these two, and like you make me look normal. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on with you. I hope it works out. I just can't help.
Well, in his own weird way, he does seem to have things under control.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say about being okay. It's like, are you okay? Always and never. And I think Thupa's kind of the same way. Is Thupa okay? Always and never.
It's just his always and never are like 110% on the scale.
I mean, Thupa always has something crazy going on in his life, but he always seems to take it with maturity and grace to some degree. He's good. Oh my God, John. Oh, Thupa's coming in with a comment. And to clarify, I think we will have more of a plan for future streams.
Well, this was just a test, so we're just shooting the shit.
I mean, this is more like testing audio than anything else. I do want to try probably.
I think the test
Streamlabs.
was. I think the test was probably successful at this
What is
point.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I was bit by a homeless dude. Make sure you don't get rabies. Rabies are really bad.
Yeah, I hope you
Was he
did. I hope
foaming
you
at the
didn't also
mouth?
turn into a homeless person after one
That's,
bit you.
that's actually good. That's actually,
I think Thupa's
it
immune.
could Senko get rabies?
Well, I mean, humans can get rabies and foxes can
Yeah,
get rabies.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely she could.
Rabies is such a
That
fucked
sucks.
up disease,
I don't know.
man.
Couldn't she just magic it away at that point?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
rabies is horrible.
she can get sick though, right? I thought she had like a cold at some point in the show or
Yeah, there was
something.
an episode where she caught a cold or something. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
so how about that?
Yeah, how about that? I got in a whole fucking fight with Thupa the other day where he was just fucking screaming at me because
What else?
I was trying to figure out how to set up streaming, and I have OBS. I used to use it to record clips for videos and stuff. I know the basics of what OBS is. But I was trying to figure out, okay, just how do I get the audio for everyone in one place and also have it sound good? And Thupa was just saying like, oh, just click on your computer and just select the audio cable. I'm like, wait, what does that mean? It's like, just select the audio. Just click the desktop audio and that'll have all the audio. I'm like, what do you mean? But won't I have my audio? It's like, no, what are you talking about? I said, well, I am speaking into the mic and they're speaking into my headphones. There's a different thing. So he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Green? Just select the fucking audio. And I'm like, I don't get it. And I was like concocting these metaphors where it's like, okay, if I'm in my house and there's plumbing in my house, like if I turn on the tap and water comes to me, that's in one pipe. If I go into the bathroom and pee, it goes out a different pipe. Like there's not one big like pipe those all go into. It's like there's stuff that comes and stuff that goes. It's like shouldn't I have to do a trick to get it all in one place? Like, no, I need like a digital bucket or something. But Thupa was like, he couldn't understand what my problem was. Like he thought I was just crazy.
well,
I don't know what
as
to
they
tell you,
say,
Chief.
the distinguishing genius in madness is almost impossible.
Yeah. Well, I was bit by a homeless dude. I mean, this is like Thupa's life right now. Like he was bit by a homeless dude. We're just like, yeah, of course that happened. And then we're just like on the technical.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like-
have a friend in a similar set of extremes where he's gonna get hit by a car at least once a year.
Oh, funny you mentioned
Yeah.
that. Oh god. Yeah. Thupa, I am putting screenshots in the office server.
Okay, let's go to
right
Green's
now.
office.
Oh, my office. I thought
Yeah.
he meant his work. Okay, Thupa, we're kind of past that point. Like, I mean, well, Zoom seems to be working. It seems like Zoom is very limited, though. I'm going to look into Streamlabs because apparently I have to pay for Zoom anyway. And who knows? Maybe OBS would be painless. Part of my issue, Thupa, is we have people who don't know anything about audio, and some constantly new people coming. Okay, I just thought the audio was moving to different. If you flip through quick, you hear the image. That's nothing to do with. Okay, Thupa's talking a little shit. Thupa's talking a little shit. Thupa started comparing it to like drawing in an old timey flip book to make an animation.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, Thupa. Oh, Thupa has receipts.
I don't.
God God damn it. Why are you being so mean?
While that artist is calling you a cunt repeatedly from the other side.
Man.
Okay. Yeah. Metaphor debates with Thupa sounds like a losing battle.
Know what else is a losing battle? Interacting with Thupa in any way.
Well, you just have to accept that there's not a victory condition and that you just have to go along with it.
Yeah, it's like one must imagine Sisyphus happy. And the boulder is fucking Thupa. Okay.
With a very, very big shit-eating grin on his face.
Yep. But oh fuck, I accidentally went full screen. Okay, now we're okay. We'll figure it out. I am gonna look into Streamlabs because it might be simpler. And maybe Thupa's right. Maybe I should just have a Discord call and I should learn how to use a virtual audio cable.
I mean, that may be one of the easier things for you to do because you can manually adjust the volume and inputs of everybody in the call.
That is fair. Part of why I like using Zoom was Zoom will to some extent balance audio by itself.
Yeah, and
I
Discord does offer a lot of good settings, but that's kind of on the individual person to configure.
Yeah, and
So-
it's the frustration of me. It's the frustration of me sitting fucking with everyone's audio, where you know some people who remain nameless are constantly moving away and towards their mic again. That's actually not even Thupa is the worst example of that, but you know, then I'm going to be like, oh well, I can't hear my own voice. Is my voice loud? And it's you know, it's I don't know. Okay, John, anything you would like to talk about? Any streams you would like to do?
I mean, I don't have anything immediate that comes to mind, but if there's, something that comes up mid-week that we all are like, hey, I know that thing is something that exists and have more than a passing interest in it, that's probably a good topic.
Cool. And in Thupa's case, if Thupa wants to be involved, which I assume he will at some point, I don't know his schedule. I think it generally is still easier to do things earlier in the day, so we would probably try to do that again, which it helps that we're laid out like I am. I can get up really early, you can get up kind of early, RA can get up early-ish. I don't know. RA hasn't talked for a while. Are you still there?
I am still
Yes.
here.
Okay.
We are glad you still exist.
And we are,
We're
you know,
talking
kind of
about
Kind of winding down, I
talking
think.
about the timing.
Yep. I mean, any other contributions, RA? Anything you want to talk? Next screen cap is for you specifically. Oh, John, it's Thupa's doing one for you. But I don't know, just RA, any things that are passionate for you. We could talk about how much fun we had when I visited you like 9 months ago. That was fun. Remember the crazy portal to hell in your wall? That was weird.
I don't live there anymore, so you don't have to
I
see it
know.
again.
Yeah, it's cool. It was fun.
What was just like a bunch of stuff in his closet or something?
No,
it's,
it
it's
was.
just I lived in the I just lived in the ground level unit of like a really old house. So it was like 200 plus years old basically, and like it was so the floors were made of stone in it because it's like the foundation level basically. And there was like this built into the stone, there was like this downstairs pantry area or something, almost like a place you would store ammunition or something. And it was just all stone. And so you just in the living room there was just a black hole basically in the wall. So,
Yeah, it was just a weird archway that
tall
had a
enough to walk
couch.
tall enough to walk into. Like you had headroom. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like it was legitimately a room that you had to walk down a couple steps, stone steps basically to get down to, but there was
I
just
mean-
nothing in it.
Well, I would not say Silent Hill 4 element. It wasn't that bad. It was funny though, because I went over to see him right after Red Letter Media had been shilling Barbarian, that movie that came out last year. And the key plot moment in Barbarian is they find like a crazy stone passage in the side of the basement and
So
go into it. And it was that was just a very funny moment. It's like I watch a movie about hanging out with someone that you kind of know but don't know that well, and then it's a horror movie where they find a crazy stone archway in the basement. And then I go to meet someone for the first time in real life, and there's a stone archway in the basement. It's like, oh wow, it's like the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how stuff like that happens only like right after something else relevant to it would have triggered it?
Yeah, God really is fucking with us. Or at least me.
No, I'm sure it's everyone.
And then right after that, I went to Portugal and I got fucking COVID in Portugal. Which,
Yeah, I'm sure
Fuck
that didn't
that.
feel good.
no, it didn't. It didn't because I like ruined everyone's life. You know, Michi's girlfriend was working and she couldn't risk getting sick, so she had to like go stay with her mom's while I was just on her couch having fucking COVID. And it really wasn't that bad. It was just sad that it didn't work out how it hopefully should have. Because,
Yeah.
you know, me and Michi still enjoyed each other, but like we sat on his couch, we watched a bunch of old TV shows. You know, we watched some Blackadder, we watched all of Faulty Towers, we watched
Yeah.
Vampire Hunter D, both movies. We watched all of Panty and Stocking. We watched the first episode of
That's another one I need to finish.
Rigatsu. Yeah, you do, because they're making more of it.
Yeah.
And Panty and Stocking is great. Like, it's a classic show.
Oh,
for
it's
a reason.
hilarious. I just need to finish it.
The ending's actually probably the best part, or one of them. You know, they get a little more dramatic and they have an actual plot for a few episodes. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but it was nice, you know, Michi brought me takeout and we watched old
I mean,
old
at least,
TV
at least he was
shows.
able to take care of you, so that was nice of him.
It was nice. It was just a bummer because we had saved some of the key things we wanted to do for later in the trip.
Mm,
So like we didn't get to go to the castle he wanted to show me. We didn't get to go to the countryside, which I specifically wanted to do because I hate going to places and just seeing the cities. Like, to me, that completely defeats the point of going there. But we did do
yeah,
some.
I mean, because in a way, like every big city is similar in a lot of ways. So
Yeah, but we saw some good stuff. He took me to an art museum. I saw a Hieronymus Bosch painting. That was really cool. It was nice. I bet if we broke him some ribs, he'd finish the first act of Nier after infecting him with
You know,
evil.
Thupa, it's a lot harder to want to play video games when you're sick than it is to watch TV or anime.
Well, it's so funny what he just said. It only takes this man a two-way flight to Portugal and a modern plague to watch some TV. I mean, he's not wrong. I was just like all conked out and I was like coughing and sweaty and,
Yeah.
and sad and like drinking my coffee on the couch, and Michi was like, okay, well, we can watch some old TV. That could be a nice thing to do. You know, but you know, moments like that, it's, you know, it's making friends, you know, knowing people more. You know, but maybe if I go to the fucking front lines of Eastern Europe, me and you can finally finish Girls Last Tour.
How? Never mind. I'm
Well, we started watching. We watched it just together.
yeah,
like,
no,
a while
that's
ago.
why I stopped myself. I think I had the same defense earlier. And realized I'd just be accusing you of the same thing. So
Yep.
but you
It's
should
cool.
definitely finish that.
I should probably. I should do a lot of things. Maybe I should watch some. All I'm watching is Kamikatsu because it's so fucking weird. Like, it's a baffling show, and I want Thupa to watch it because Thupa loved Eminence and Shadow, and while this show is not as well made as Eminence and Shadow, I think there's some do it. Okay, Thupa. And while it's not as well made as Eminence and Shadow, it's crazy. Like, it's very similar, that it's just a nonstop barrage of shit happening that you never could have predicted happening based on the early episode. And they kind of have a plan, but they're kind of just making shit up. And there's weird fixations in it that have nothing to do with anything. Like, they have a character who, like, early on in the show, some knights come to fuck up the village, and they all get killed by the little girl lolly goddess when she first arrives. And then when she revives a bunch of people, the knight comes back, but he gets turned into a girl for some reason. Then he tries to go back to the city, but they don't believe he's a knight because he's no, the captain of the knights doesn't have tits. Go away, you fucking liar. And he's like, don't you notice that I look exactly like that guy, except, you know, a woman? And she's like, fuck off. We're going to shoot you in the head. And then she's just like serving the village, but they also torment her sexually for no reason. Like, they keep making her wear fetish uniforms as she goes around the patrol with a sword and kill monsters. At one point, like they make her dress up as a maid, which is fine. Then they give her a bikini. Then they give her like a bizarre like cape of feathers, with like the skimpiest bikini you've ever seen, and they're fighting. And it's just like, I don't. Why is this in the show? This has nothing to do with anything. Like the show is this high concept sci-fi religion, God in another world, anti-isekai avant-garde thing, but then they're just like they're tormenting this like gender bender thing that happened for no reason. It's the weirdest fucking thing. And then start singing Red Sun. He wants you to accuse me and start singing Red Sun. I assume that's a song from Metal Gear Revengeance.
Rising. Yes, it's from Metal Gear.
Thupa,
No, he
watch
want-
me
he-
beat a video game tonight just to fucking spite you.
You should. That'd be really funny.
Okay, Thupa, I'm gonna say this. I will beat one of these games astonishingly quickly from your perspective. I'll do it, but you have to promise that, you know, within a short time frame, you will do a stream on them. Can you do it, Thupa? Can you uphold this promise? Give me a time. Give me a day that you want to stream, and I will beat the game by then. It can be 2 days from now. I'll still do it.
Okay, don't go overboard.
Okay.
Some of these games are longer than you have time for in 2 days.
So will RA.
Does RA even have a game console?
I don't know. I don't.
No,
Yeah, wait.
no, I
I
don't.
didn't think so.
Oh, he's like, wait. He has
How
a
good's your
TV.
computer? Because Steam is an option, but
I have a decent laptop.
Okay.
Metal Gear was actually on sale on Steam, but I
well,
think I
that's
have
also
pirated,
like a 10-year-old game, so
yeah.
it's gonna run on anything that was purchased after that.
But I also have a pirated copy somewhere, and as I was torn, it's like, do I want to deal with the piracy, or do I want to try to make it work? I don't know. Tomorrow, done. 14 p.m. my time. Go. Okay. Thupa. It can't be tomorrow, and 14 p.m. does not exist. You've 4 playthroughs to finish. I don't even understand how long Nier is. Okay, Thupa, it can't be this week. Then.
Nier Automata takes 60 hours to platinum, which is probably
No,
doing
I'm just
everything.
I'm playing the main story. It takes
well,
like 20
you have to
hours,
beat the
right?
game like 4 times to get the whole story.
Shut up. I can beat Metal Gear in one day, right?
Yeah, Metal Gear's a pretty short game.
Okay. See, Thupa gets it. Well. Damn it, it went off sale again. I need to learn how to, I just need to figure out how to fucking pirate. Okay, well, Thupa, pick a real day and I'll do it, but you have to give me
A reasonable
me a-
amount of time
okay,
to finish.
Thupa, let's do this. Take the amount of playtime it takes to beat the game, and it has to be at least exactly that number of hours from this moment in time. I can hear copium. Okay. Well. All right. Thupa, you're mean. Monday. This coming Monday, if you say it, it'll happen. So you better mean it. Well, that's not just fair. Oh, it's not fair? It's not fair? You're the one saying it, bitch. If you say, oh, look at that. Look who's backing down. I can beat a game in a week, but you can't show up for the podcast in a week? That's pretty fucked up, Thupa. It's pretty fucked up. I mean, if you need to give yourself more time, that's fine. That's fine. You know, we're all only human. I mean, 2B's not, but
if you really do agree to something like that, you gotta realize how much time that's gonna take you.
okay. Well, Thupa, how about Monday after this? it is just a couple chapters, Green. Okay, yeah. See, he says it's element of naivety says it's easy, so we'll do that. Okay, Thupa. How about? I mean, Thupa, what days of the week are you generally free right now? Because I have no fucking idea what your routine is.
You could also figure this out off stream.
We could. I mean, honestly, the stream's basically over at this point. Kind of feel bad for RA because he's just been there. But Tuesday next week. Okay, so this is the Tuesday the 23rd, right? Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Okay, we should probably wrap this up. We should probably quit streaming. We established.
Is that a vote?
Or-
Yeah, it's your stream.
I mean, RA, did you have something you wanted to talk about? We've been here 2 hours.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Well, okay, we tested some audio. Thank you to the few people who dropped by. We're trying to just get this to be a thing that we start doing. Yeah. Trying to do podcasts continually fucks up because I keep getting more and more behind on them, and then I don't want to finish them until I have them out, and then I keep not giving a shit and it takes forever. It's a problem. If I just have a place to talk, we can just talk, and it doesn't have to be a big fucking hurrah every single time. RA, it has been a pleasure. Thupa says, okay, thank you, element of naivete for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you, Thupa, for hanging out. Thank you to everyone else who was here but is, gone. Green.
He's gonna tell you to go piss off or something, probably. Yeah.
Get an actual name.
That is his name.
Yep. I have many names. Thupa's the only one here who has more names than me, by the way. Well, that's cool. I'm about to.
Huh?
Thupa. Well, I honestly assume just based on how many places he's infiltrated over the years.
Oh, you mean usernames in different places?
Yeah, his name on the podcast chart is like Lord Thupius Bratsivlava, the quadruple fifth, like Lord Baron of Net some fucking place. I don't know. Okay, it's been cool. It's a color. You're not wrong, Thupa. You're not wrong. Okay, it's been cool, Thupa.
Yeah.
You know how to get a hold of me if you're around. I'm gonna hit this. Hopefully the thing saves. We'll have an actual plan next time and a topic and a better situation. Maybe we'll have some games. I had an idea for podcast bingo, which I want to try still.